right, guys. The gate was $11 million. The attendance was 19,481. Fight of the night, Gaethje and Pimblett, and then performance of the nights went to Miller and Hockett.
Dana, opening weekend in the books with Paramount Plus. I mean, obviously the way it ended was pretty spectacular, but can you just assess kind of the launch as a whole, like how you thought it went versus expectations, and are there any metrics or measurements that you have already just to value it?
Yeah, so let's just put it there. We'll have numbers. I just talked to Ari. Ari said we'll have numbers on Tuesday or Wednesday, but this exceeded expectations beyond belief for Paramount. So we know it killed it. We just don't know the exact number yet. But they're saying it exceeded by like double.
Wow. Exceeded the expectations by double.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on just, them as a partner, the way it was presented, the broadcast, et cetera?
It's unexplainable how enthusiastic and incredible these guys have been leading up to the first fight. So, yeah, we got a real good feeling that this is going to be a great relationship for the next 7 years.
Fantastic. And obviously delivered in the main event. It's capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now he war, and much respect to both guys.
We haven't seen Justin yet, so we don't know what his status is physically. But, I mean, is the interim, is the unification fight have to be next? Or is there a case if he's hurt and needs to be out?
We
talked about the bonuses. You mentioned that you were going to increase the amounts. They were but the finish bonuses that were implemented tonight, that's something that's been kind of talked about for years as maybe a possibility. What got you to the finish line to say, yeah, let's give bonuses for every finish?
So what has been happening forever in this company since we started this company is every night I would tell you guys, oh, these guys won these bonuses, but everybody on the card would get a check for different dollar amounts depending on how they fought, ranging anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 every event. So those are going away, and now, finishes will get a $25,000 bonus.
Very nice. Did want to ask you about the co-main event as well. Sean O'Malley with a big win for him. You thought of his performance, and also, him saying he wants a title shot next. Is that even a possibility? We're not going to make fights tonight, but do you view that as potentially an option, or do you feel like no?
The only thing we've been focused on was this weekend, the launch of boxing, and then tonight. And now starting Monday, all I'm focused on is the White House event. So, we have fights made all the way up to, we have fight cards already built all the way up to March and April. So I don't know yet.
Lastly, for me, we did have a fight cancellation details on the information of what happened there. There's speculation that maybe this was a wagering flag. What can you tell us?
That's what it is. Yeah. Happened again. We got called from the Gaming Integrity Service, and I said, I'm not doing this shit again. So we pulled the fight.
Dana, I remember when Paddy first arrived in the UFC, you were saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight, he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously, tonight he showed he is tough, he is durable, and almost impossible. I mean, especially against Gaethje. And you're eating those punches from him. It's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to come out. I believe in my durability. I believe in my chin, and I'm going to go toe-to-toe with this guy. But when it starts to not work, at some point you got to say, you know what? It's the third round. I got 2 rounds left. I might want to try to take him down and submit him here.
Obviously, we are no longer on pay-per-view, so there was a bit of a different viewing experience tonight. There was a lot of ads during the broadcast, sometimes over the walks and sometimes over the corner work. Is that something fans are going to have to get used to, or is that a work in progress that you'll change going
I haven't
forward?
seen it yet, and all this is a work in progress. It's $8.99. You're not paying fucking, however much anymore. These guys gotta make some money too. So, yeah.
Would that be something that they decide, or would you watch it back and maybe think, okay, the co-main event, we should still hear the corner work, or are you just like, listen, Paramount paid for it, they get to decide?
Well, that is a fact. Let's start there. But these guys are incredible.
To you personally, what would you say about being able to launch boxing and the new deal and new era?
It'll mean something to me at the end of 26. I don't think like that. I'm like, wow, this is a special day for me. I just don't think that way. Think is, we're going into a...
One of the big things that's been thrown out, multiple titles for the White House. Fans are wondering, well, how are they going to spread out, across the schedule over
Did you
the
hear
summer?
me say... Did I say that?
That's the rumor that's out there. Is that
From
untrue?
who? Who's the rumor? Where'd you see that?
A lot of people on the internet. I'm assuming
Okay,
they're wrong.
sounds legit.
A lot of
I
fans.
literally have not fucking said one thing about the White House, and that we're not even talking about it, thinking about it, or anything until Monday.
Love it. Thank you.
All right.
Another question.
Yeah.
Fans are
I
wondering.
can't wait to hear this one.
Fans are wondering if more of the back catalog from the UFC library is going to make it to Paramount Plus. There's a lot of numbered events, but fans are also looking to watch more of the fight nights. Do you know if there are any plans for that?
Are the fight nights aren't up there?
There's a lot of main events, but some people want to go back through some of the older fights that weren't the headliners from past fight nights.
Okay. Who said this?
A lot of the fans online that just want to watch more old fights.
I'm on it.
Dana,
Yeah.
everyone, and especially the fighters, had a very positive reaction on bonuses going up today. Are these changes related to the new Paramount deal at all? And can we expect more positive changes anytime soon for the fighters?
Are you two together? Yeah, it definitely 100% has to do with Paramount.
Unexpectedly for many people, this was one of the best events ever. And can you just tell how proud you are to deliver such a
I
big show?
don't ever feel that way. That's not the way I ever feel about anything. I look at the show completely different than everybody else does, and I'm just always looking to how can we do better than, next weekend than we did this weekend. So thank you. I don't know if I answered your question, but
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah.
So, do you have some updates about the eye of Thomas Pinal and a potential rematch against Cyril Gane?
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently, he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea.
Thank you, sir.
Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Queer Dana. Lots of fans online said that Armand was snubbed from this interim belt fight, and I just want to know if you've had.
They're all right.
I want to know if you've spoken with him because he was at the fight tonight regarding his timeline.
I said hi to him. That was it. We shook hands, said hi.
And you mentioned that you made all the cards up until the White House. Will Armand be on one of those cards?
Off the top of my head, I don't know if he's on one of them. Probably.
Thank you, Dana.
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Dana, for Paddy Pimblett, you mentioned his chin. And of course, as fans, we can only be, it's kind of horrible when a fighter has the end of a career like Tony Ferguson or Chuck Liddell, where he takes too much damage. Is it something that concerns you to see a fighter that takes as much damage as early?
As Paddy did tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got dropped a bunch of times and obviously took some big shots from a guy who knocks everybody out. But I don't know if that, if it's going to... You could say the same thing about Justin Gaethje. How was his chin going to be after the Max Holloway fight? So it's tough to tell. You don't ever want to see guys take too much punishment, but I don't know if tonight, affected Paddy's, longevity in his career at all. He showed tonight that he's tough, he's durable, and he could take a punch. He could take a lot of punches, actually.
And yeah, just the last one. And now that it seems that it's going to be Gaethje versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely striking. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that Ilya hits like a truck, and so does Gaethje. And I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a fun one.
Dan, just to follow up on the canceled fight from today, like what happens now? Is there an investigation? Like,
Yeah, I mean the FBI's already deep into all this stuff anyway, so I'm sure this one will be next.
Right. So, like, are those guys out of action until something concludes, or is it just one side of the fight?
That I don't know.
Okay. And you guys are still on pay-per-view in some markets. I saw people like, from Canada, the UK, being like, signing up for Paramount. What is this? I guess what's your message to the fans in places where you still have longer deals and they're still being charged, the $80 or whatever the case may be?
What's my message to them?
Yeah, well, just because they look and they're probably jealous of the situation over here.
Well, I mean, even when we were doing pay-per-view in the United States, in other regions, pay-per-view doesn't really exist. There's only a couple. You got the UK and you got Australia, I think.
Canada as well.
And there's of course. I mean, I don't look at Canada as like, but the rest of the world was watching it for free on whatever subscription they had, or just part of doing business.
And also, like, I'm sure this is something that gets figured out over time, but it seems like there's a delay from the live action to the stream, which is natural, of course, with streaming. But people wonder how that impacts live betting and things like that over time. Is that something that's being, discussed at all or thought?
I'd never thought about it. It's a great question, but yeah, I mean, if you're on a delay, depending on how bad the delay is, you probably wouldn't even be able to live bet. By the time you wanted to bet on something, it'd probably be over. But even the delay has got to be, they got to be 15, 20 seconds or something. It's not like there's some huge delay in the broadcast. You can tell that when I watch the fights when I'm in other countries, whether I'm on vacation or something, and I'm in a group text with the matchmakers, and they're, talking about shit I haven't seen yet. But it's only like a 20-second, 30-second delay. But I don't know the answer to that question.
And just lastly, Justin Gaethje obviously, further solidifies himself as a great tonight, the first two-time interim champion, tied for the most fight of the night bonuses now in UFC history. I know he had some comments earlier this week. He said an offer had been made. You didn't get a response. Did you guys get a chance to get on the same page? Or
Talk to him about that.
Okay.
I don't talk about guys' money. If he wants to talk about it, he can. I'm not.
Thank you.
Get over here. For the in-arena experience, we saw a little bit of shift in production. We saw that cool curtain drop promo before the main card, and also Bruce Buffer doing that "It's Time" intro. Are those things moving forward part of these Paramount experiences inside the arena? Or was it like a one and done to celebrate the new era?
Yeah, I mean that was for tonight, the launch. I memean, we always do different stuff depending on what the event is. But on TV tonight, new graphics package, and the show felt different. You already heard people talking about the commercials and stuff like that. But yeah, same shit.
Dana?
No, yeah.
Dominic Cruz is going into the Hall of Fame. I just wanted to know, your thoughts of him as a champion, and now he's an employee of the UFC as a broadcaster. Just overall thoughts on Dom.
Yeah, obviously that's why he's part of the broadcast. He's, accomplished a lot of great things. I love having guys on the commentary team that can talk about the pressure of big fights, what it's like to be in title fights, guys that know it. And, Dom is definitely one of those guys who helped build that division for us when we brought it in from the WEC.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dana over here.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask one thing that shined a lot of light and chaos on the early prelims was Josh Hokett's post-fight interview. Did you see it, and what did you think?
I didn't. I heard about it. I didn't see it. I don't love it.
Thank you, Dana.
Yeah. Nobody's asked me about the ref blowing his ACL during the fight.
Yeah. Was it an Achilles or his ACL?
ACL. Yeah.
Have you seen that one before?
Huh?
You seen that before?
Just Buffer.
Yeah.
Buffer's the only one I ever seen blow an ACL that wasn't fighting.
What did you think of Umar tonight?
Yeah.
Good.
What's not to think about Umar, you know? Any other questions?
Did he blow his ACL like
Yeah, I blew his ACL.
in the fight, like
Yeah.
5 minutes into the fight, or like do you
I don't know what the time was, but yeah, he blew his. They had to carry him out of there. Good? Good night, you guys. Thanks.
Sean, congratulations. You know, the emotions after the victory were obviously very clear in the cage, but I just wonder if you can kind of put it into words now, just how much that result meant to you in getting the win tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I took winning for granted for a while. I feel like I just never lost. Now coming off 2 losses, I was like, man, it really feels good to win. So I just, yeah, I don't usually get like that too. I usually after a win, I just kind of, like I said, I just feel like I was always going to win. So after coming off those losses, I definitely felt good.
Yeah. Not an easy fight, obviously. And, you dominated the 3rd round. First 2 rounds were a little tougher. What do you think was the key to having such success in that 3rd round versus what played out in the opening 2 rounds?
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 rounds, like he took me down at the end of both of them, but he didn't really do anything. I don't know. I feel like I didn't even know I got hit. Tim said there was a video, he hit me with like a left hook, but I just feel like I didn't even take any damage other than inflicting, damage on myself from kicking him and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I won every round as far as damage goes, but I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. The way the judges had it, they had you winning round 1 and round 3 obviously was clear. I know after the fight was over, I saw you're walking around, you're like, hey, that's my fight. I won that. That's my fight. Was that you kind of like hoping and thinking, or did you know for sure? Did you felt confident?
Again, I didn't feel like I got hit. Like, so in my head at the time, I must have got hit once or twice, but I really didn't feel like I got hit. So I was like, I won that fight. Like, there's real, genuine fans. And then there's, like, just fight fans or fans of everybody. But I feel very fortunate and lucky that I have, like, a good, solid group of actual Sugar fans. And it means a lot outside of camp. And, like, I'll have to be Peter Yan is the champ for a reason. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. So I'd love to compete against him again. But, yeah, I'd have to have a really good camp and show up and put on a OG Sugar performance.
Sean, right here. You also said, you thought Merab deserved the rematch against Yan, and like you would be there if it didn't happen. But if they do make that rematch next, would you fight someone else, or are you willing? Like, given how popular you are and how big of a name you are, you think you could wait out and get the winner of that?
I'm chilling. If they make that fight, I'm chilling.
What did you make of Umar's performance earlier in the?
I never really watch fights in the back, so I didn't watch it. What'd you make of it?
He seemed very frustrated. He felt like he was chasing after Davidson. It was not the fight that he expected, so he was quite visibly frustrated after it. And last one for me. You said you were very excited for the main event. What are your thoughts on what we saw with Paddy and Justin in there?
I kind of was watching. I was able to watch most of it, but I mean, at the end of the first round, I was like, holy cow, these guys are gassed out. Like, Paddy was like huffing and puffing. He was still able to go out there and push it for 4 more rounds. Super impressive. Got to show his heart. They both hurt each other. I'm excited to go back and actually like sit down and watch it.
So just off the top of your head, well, it seems like Justin's now going to fight Ilya. What do you make of that fight?
Yeah, that's just Ilya hits hard, but Justin, you can't count him out. I was saying all week, I'm like, man, I think it's Paddy's time. I thought Paddy was going to get the job done. Can't count Justin out.
Sean, how many fights have you come in to legitimately healthy?
This was one of the first that I was just like, man, I feel my body feels good. I didn't, my teep kicks are my favorite. Like, I love those. 6 weeks before I fought the last Merab fight, I freaking tore the ligaments in my toe from teep kicking. I was in a boot for the 6 weeks leading up to that fight. But like, I can't bitch about that. I already said I tore my labrum the first one. So, it was this fight I came in, I was like, I didn't have any physical therapy all week. Usually I come and like have Heather work on me. Something's hurt. I felt good. And it felt good. It felt good. Felt good to feel good.
And it feels like that, like your retirement thing kind of got blew out of proportion. Is that kind of like where it stems from? Like, you've been hurt in a lot of your fights and you haven't been able to perform like you want to. So it's basically like, as long as your body is ready to go, you'll fight. But if like once your body is done, you're done.
Yeah, injuries are the hardest thing about probably just sports in general, but especially with fighting. It's like you got to feel good to get through these camps, and it's just it's a lot. Camps are a lot, fighting's a lot, training for fights is a lot. So as long as my body will hold up, I want to keep fighting, and it held up this camp and felt good.
How special is it to bring your daughter into the cage?
It was really cool. She didn't give me quite the reaction I thought she was. She was kind of like, I want to go, Yeah, she wants to go listen to Demon Hunters and have a dance party at the hotel. So, but she, yeah, that was really cool. I wasn't gonna lose with my little princess there, and meant a lot.
Last one for me. Obviously, you just said you're chilling if there is the rematch, but there is this fight that everybody wants you to, Corey Sandhagen. Is that a fight that's going to happen eventually?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, UFC makes the fights. I'm not, you know what I mean? So we'll see what they say. We don't do matchmaking till Tuesday.
Thank you.
Sean, congrats on the win. Going along that note about your daughter, did you ask Joe to, bring her in, or did they just kind of make that up at that point?
No, I said bring in my princess, and I saw her. She was sitting pretty close. I don't want to be that guy to hold up, co-main event, wait for the main event, but I just wanted her in there real quick. But yeah, that was cool.
And then one outside your fight, your teammate, good friend Tommy McMillan is making his debut later this year. What can the people expect out of him once he makes the walk?
I mean, you guys saw when he fought on the Contender Series. That's what you can expect from him. That's his style. He's improving, and I'm excited. I'm excited for his debut.
Sean over here. To elaborate on that, what type of advice did you give Tommy after his last fight? You've been in that war with Peter Yan. What did you tell him after he went through all that?
I mean, I didn't really tell him anything. It was just back to the gym. Let's get healthy. He was dealing with some stuff. So, hey, let's get back to the gym, get healthy, and keep improving. I mean, you're just starting. Like, you get in the UFC, people are like, you made it. It's like, no, you just start. Like, once you get in the UFC, like, it starts for real.
And what did it mean to win again with Coach Tim Welch? You guys started from the beginning, made it up to the top, had a couple losses. How did that feel?
Yeah, it feels good to get a dub for the team. I mean, we put a lot of work into this, and I after a loss, you feel like you let people down. That's just how you feel, which is not the case. Like, you're not, they're gonna love you no matter what. But it felt good to go out there and represent. Thanks, man.
Testando, 1, 2, 3, testando.
¿Qué tal, Waldo? Bienvenido. Felicidades por tu performance de esta noche. Y bueno, preguntarte si en algún momento el plan, tu estrategia tuvo que cambiar o siempre fue lo mismo, que era agotar a Derrick quizá y encontrar ese golpe de poder.
Did
Bienvenido.
at any point your plan need to change, or was it to wear down Derrick and find a win like that?
Sí, el plan siempre fue debilitarlo poco a poco, pero en el primer round vi que estaba esperando él que tirara a la derecha para él contragolpearme, entonces le retiré un poco más y jugué mejor el jab y las patadas, y así le fui quebrando su movimiento y todo.
Well, the plan was actually to weaken him, and I saw in the first round that he was kind of waiting for me to throw my right to counterattack, and at that point, I said, well, I'm going to be patient, just throw the jab, kick him a little bit, and just keep him off, babe.
¿Qué sigue para Waldo Cortes-Acosta ahora?
And what's next for Waldo?
Bueno, estoy aquí siempre disponible para los que quieran la UFC. Ya pedí a Curtis Blade, a ver si se quiere animar a pelear en México. Quisiera pelear en México si Dios lo permite, y sería un honor para mí y representar a Latinoamérica en México.
Want to fight again? The UFC knows they can call on me. I called on Curtis Blades. I'd love to fight in Mexico. I think it'll be an honor to actually go fight and have a fight in Mexico for me.
Justamente eso, tu mensaje para toda la gente de Latinoamérica que ahora está más prendida de todas tus peleas, de tus victorias, más que nunca.
And a message for all Latin America, for all your fans out there.
Gracias a todos por su apoyo siempre. Estoy muy agradecido por ser quien soy, ser dominicano y ser latinoamericano, Latinoamérica. Y gracias siempre, y que Dios me lo bendiga a todos.
Thank you so much for all the support. I'm very grateful for being a Latino, for being from the Dominican Republic, and again, thank you for all the support.
You know, at heavyweight, everybody has power, right? Anybody can knock you out. But obviously, Derrick Lewis is legendary as the king of knockouts. So, was there any different feel stepping into the cage tonight, being against Derrick Lewis versus another heavyweight?
En los pesados todos tienen mucho poder. Sabes que con un golpe se puede terminar todo. Sabemos cómo es Derrick Lewis. Hubo un sentimiento distinto porque era Derrick Lewis que te vi.
Sí, era un sentimiento distinto, pues era Derrick Lewis, una persona que he seguido toda mi trayectoria, que viene siendo en la UFC. He sido muy admirador de él por toda su carrera, pero tengo personas que entreno que tienen mucho poder y tienen mucho volumen así, y nunca tuve miedo. Eso nunca tuve miedo de eso.
Yeah, there was a different feel because it was Derrick Lewis, somebody who's been following for such a long time. I admire everything he's done through in this company, being for so many years in the UFC. But I'll tell you what, my training partners, I have a lot of people in the gym that got that firepower and got the volume as well. And, you know, I never fear them.
You got him on his back in the opening round, and you decided to let him back to his feet, which would seem to be like the worst decision ever against Derrick Lewis. Why did you decide to let him get back up in round one?
Y luego que lo tumbaste ahí al final del primer asalto, lo dejaste levantar de nuevo, lo que parece, una primera mirada, una decisión horrible contra un tipo como Derrick Lewis. Pero, ¿qué te hizo decir, bueno, no, levántate que vamos más?
Sí, en los primeros 2 minutos ya sabía que lo que traía. No quería llevar la que viene siendo la pelea al suelo, porque no quería hacer una pelea aburrida. Ya de lo que estaba pasando, que te entiendo mucho lo que viene siendo en el intercambio, y no quería llevar la pelea al suelo. Quería llevarla para arriba y que sea más emocionante.
Within a couple of minutes, I knew what he was all about, what he was bringing to the table, and I just didn't listen. I didn't want to take this fight to the ground. I didn't want to be a boring fight. And also, I saw from the strikes, I knew that I was connecting, and he was feeling it. Might as well just stand up and give him an exciting fight.
The leg kicks that you had, it looked like a couple times his legs buckled or he took it back. Did you pick up on that? And do you think that the damage from the legs kicks is ultimately why he fell to the ground?
Y las patadas también se veía que a veces como que la rodilla se le paraba, le trababa un poco la pierna. O sea, ¿crees que eso causó un efecto y tal vez efecto más importante al final de la pelea, que como que las piernas también le dieron un poco de problema?
Sí, eso fue el plan que llevamos a cabo. Tenemos como 3 planes ya con Derrick Lewis. Ese era mi segundo plan, que llevaba a cabo terminar en las piernas para así que no pudiera tener su poder en la mano derecha y así poder asimilar y visualizar mejor su golpe.
Yeah, that was the plan. I actually have like 3 plans, and actually this was the second. Just basically kind of wear down the legs and just chop down for him to. That takes away, a powerful strike from the right. So at that point, there's like you could see that you could weaken his strike by actually chopping at the legs.
Were you surprised how little resistance he offered when you went to go finish the fight, or did you kind of know at that point like he's done?
¿Y te quedaste sorprendido con el poco de resistencia que dio simplemente cuando se tomó el piso ahí y se terminó la pelea o era algo que esperaba? Bueno, ahora se fue y ya está.
Muchos vieron en el golpe que le pegué a lo último. No se ve en la cámara como que fue fuerte, pero sí se conectó bueno. Cuando yo lo miré ya que cayó al suelo, yo miré como que los ojos ya no estaban como centralizados y dije yo, aquí es, y salió.
The strike was powerful. I think I knew it was strong enough. You might have not seen it on TV, but it really got him. And actually, when he got down, I saw the eyes, and the eyes kind of rolled up, and he wasn't focused anymore. And by that time, I was like, oh, that's it.
Last thing for me, you called out Curtis Blades. Stylistically, he might seem to be your most difficult matchup in the weight class. Do you believe he would be the most difficult opponent for you thus far?
Y llamaste a Curtis Blades en términos de estilo, tal vez una de las peleas más difíciles, uno de los retos más grandes en la división. ¿Algo acerca de eso?
No es muy difícil, no es un reto así muy grande que digamos. Ya he pasado otros retos más grandes que han pasado ya en las últimas 3 peleas pasadas. Y lo quiero porque se puso a hablar disparate en lo que viene siendo la social media y la gente que habla disparate a mí no me gusta y quiero romper la cabeza.
Listen, I don't think it's going to be a tough challenge. I do believe I've had harder challenges, especially in my last 3 fights. And I don't think it's going to be that much. And listen, I want Curtis Blades because he's been saying some things on social media, and people who talk crap, I don't like him, so I don't want to rip his head off.
Ha peleado 6 veces en 11 meses. ¿Qué mensaje da esto a tantos peleadores que en este momento pelean 1 o pelean 2 veces? Tú te has mantenido con un nivel de actividad tremendo. ¿Qué mensaje le dice esto no solamente a UFC, sino a todos los deportes de combate?
You fought 6 times within the last 12 months. So what message do you give to these fighters that basically fight once, twice, and for someone that's been fighting so much like you?
No, yo lo que siempre le digo a todos que siempre se mantengan en peso, lo que viene siendo el heavyweight. Muchos heavyweight pasan sobrepeso, muchos llegan a 290, 300 libras. Yo siempre me he mantenido lo que viene siendo 270, 265 y he sabido aprovechar las oportunidades que viene dando la UFC y no las desaprovecho y las tomo.
I always tell people this, keep yourself within a certain weight, manageable weight. A lot of fighters are walking around, especially a heavyweight, like 290, 300. Listen, I've been walking around 270, 275, and just if there are opportunities out there, I'm not going to miss out on them. I'm going to take them.
En siglos de boxeo, Dominicana ha tenido campeones olímpicos, ha tenido campeones mundiales profesionales, pero nunca ha tenido un campeón heavyweight en ningún deporte de combate. ¿Qué significaría para ti ser ese primer campeón heavyweight en la historia de tu país?
And the Dominican Republic has given us champions, Olympic champions in different weight categories, but never a heavyweight. What would it mean in any of the combat sport? What would it mean for you to be a heavyweight Dominican champion?
Sería un privilegio para mí salir victorioso y ser campeón del mundo heavyweight y más con el background que vengo de jugar béisbol, que eso le da mucha motividad a esos jugadores que por ejemplo, lo dejan release, lo dejan abandonado los equipos y pueden acceder a lo que viene siendo el deporte de la MMA porque son fuertes también, son grandes y fuertes y pueden como meterle más ese sazón pues a lo que viene siendo el MMA.
I think it'd be very obviously amazing to be able to be a champion in this division, and I think it would also be motivating for a lot of the ball players out there, especially those that are in teams, and all of a sudden, because of the fact that they're inactive, they have opportunities, and why not come over and migrate to MMA? There's an opportunity for them to come to the sport, and I would say maybe they can bring in some seasoning into this and just some flavor into the MMA.
Waldo, you said you like to You said you like to beat up the people that talk a lot of trash. Josh Hockett talked a lot of trash after his fight. Did you see that? And if you did, do you have any reaction to it?
Mencionaste que no te gusta aquellos que hablan disparate. No sé si escuchaste el gringo ese Josh Hockey que habla un montón de cosas.
Sí, me lo topé lo que viene siendo en el PI. Me había dicho mi coach que me llamó para afuera y todo, pero fui al ring y le pregunté, hey, ¿verdad que me llamaste para pelear? Que si yo, qué bueno. Le dije, yo entreno fuerte y llega a donde mira lo que he hecho yo y trata de hacerlo, entrena fuerte. Entonces le dije yo a mi entrenador, a mi training partner, Darrell Fortune, que quiere una oportunidad para lo que viene siendo firmar con la UFC, que quisiera que le rompiera la cabeza por mí.
Listen, I've seen it. I've seen him where I did here, but I've crossed paths with him in the PI, and I've gone up there and with some of the coaches, and I said, listen, if you want to fight me, so I'll tell you what, just watch what I did, watch what I've been doing, get there, train, and that's what cross paths. But I have. ¿Y cómo se llama él?
Darrell Fortune.
Terrell Fortune is one of my training partners. I said I wanted to give him an opportunity in the UFC. I was like, you know what, Tyrell, you come in and you beat the crap out of this guy for me.
Hey Waldo. You're known for fighting very often. Obviously, it's very soon, but do you know when we could see you back in the cage?
Bueno, sabemos que quieres pelear lo más temprano posible. Estás temprano, bueno, quieres pelear siempre. O sea, pregunto una vez más, ¿cuándo quieres pelear?
Quiero pelear en México. Siempre me he llamado la atención de pelear en la Ciudad de México. Es algo que quiero hacer por mí, por mi familia, que son mexicanos también. Tengo 4 hijos mexicanos y mi esposa es mexicana también. Y quiero darle la oportunidad de llevarla allá y que conozca México y agarrar la victoria allá.
Mexico, I said many times, listen, I like the idea of fighting Mexico. I want to fight in Mexico. I think it's amazing fighting Mexico City. I have 4 Mexican kids, and my wife is Mexican as well. I want to bring the whole entire family there and then have fun in Mexico.
Yeah, and then last time we spoke, obviously spoke about your children. You said having your 10th child would depend on how well you did this fight. What do you think?
Mencionaste mucho de tus hijos y que tiene muchos hijos y que la 10ª puede venir dependiendo mucho de esta pelea. ¿Viene la 10ª?
No, ya lo paramos ahí, ya es demasiado niño, se paró la fábrica se paró ya.
Production has been halted. We stopped. No more. That's it. It's a lot of kids. We're done. We're done with the production.
Well, Waldo,
factory's closed. He said.
Waldo, just one quick one. The Mexico card's getting built like very quickly. It already has a main event. Would you rather fight in Mexico on the undercard or headline a card against Curtis Blades?
O sea, no sé si sabes porque la categoría de México se está llenando. Están poniendo peleadores ahí, muchos latinos. O sea, ya tienen obviamente un estelar. ¿Qué te interesa más? ¿Pelear ahí en México en cualquier ubicación de esta cartelera o tal vez un estelar contra Curtis Blades en otro sitio?
A mí no me importa qué rango de pelea me den en México. Yo quiero pelear en México y quiero romperle la cabeza a Curtis Blades en México.
I don't care where they put me in there. I want to fight in Mexico and I want to rip Curtis Blades' head off in Mexico.
Waldo, aquí felicitaciones por la victoria. Durante el Media Day esta semana hablamos sobre la hinchada como empezando ya a quererte y apreciar el peleador que eres. Hoy obviamente resiste un poco de chiflo porque la gente ama a Derrick Lewis, pero ¿crees que después de esta pelea ya donde sea que vayas la gente ya te va a querer y mandar apoyo?
We talked about this during the week about people have been taking a liking for you. You have more and more fans every time because of your fighting and outside as well. Today you might have throughout this week and for this fight, you might have faced a lot of people just because of the fact that Derrick Lewis is so loved. But you think that after this fight, people have grown and there are more Waldo fans after this one?
Sí, por cierto que sí. Otra vez he peleado en otro estado y la gente me ha querido mucho, pero sabemos que Derrick Lewis es una figura, ¿me entiendes? Lo que viene siendo en el deporte. Lo apoyo como cualquier otra gente. Si fuera a pelear también lo fuera igual. Pero es lo que es, ¿me entiendes? Debo aceptar mi nivel ahora mismo y el nivel de él es otra cosa. Dejo que la gente lo aplaude y todo, pero me llena también de orgullo subir arriba y romperle la cabeza y hacerle callar la boca lo que es, ¿me entiendes? Hacerle lo que es.
Listen, I fought in other places, and you see that there's a crowd out there. They like me, and again, people love Derrick Lewis. I love him too. Like I like to watch him fight. Whenever if I wasn't fighting him, I've always been a sport of him. But I like it. I like when people are kind of against me and just let people talk, and I like to shut them up and let's let that happen.
part I was looking forward to the most.
we know. Well, Justin, congratulations. I thought you had a great post-fight speech where you talked about just how much you appreciate the life you live and the opportunity. But can you put into words what it means to have that gold belt again, to be at the top of the sport?
Not yet. Not right now. I mean, it's so hard to. I haven't stopped since I got out of that cage. They've been running me around. Thank God I have Knobs because she is the fastest caretaker the UFC has. So I call her a handler. She's handling me well.
I love it. Listen, all leading up to this, you never downplayed how tough you thought Paddy would be, right? But surely you never thought it was going to be like that. I mean, did you envision a scenario where he goes toe-to-toe and has a Justin Gaethje fight with Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, I did. I mean, that was his only choice. And I knew he wasn't going to quit. He's not a quitter. I've never seen him quit, never seen him give up. And luckily, I found some success early. You know, like I said, I was going to have to steal some momentum, and he was very confident, and I had to take that early. And, you know, the moment I stepped in there, he didn't take his eyes off me. That was me not too long ago. And I guess I was Eddie Alvarez here to teach him a lesson. Yeah. Same thing he did to me.
He did try a couple takedown attempts, a couple foot sweeps in the clinch, things like that. I mean, so he did attempt to get the fight to the ground, but did you expect him, or were you the whole time, were you expecting him to pivot his strategy and just, like, sell out for the takedown and try to get you down?
Yeah, I mean, but I deserve some credit for stopping that from happening. I mean, there's no doubt he wanted to get it there. But half of wrestling is stopping people from taking you down, and that's what I was best at. And so luckily I was successful tonight from keeping him there. I thought I grappled well. I was in his guard, in his guard a little bit, past his guard, landed some huge shots. Pretty sure I sliced his face open with a couple elbows. Felt amazing. So yeah, like I said before, since Oliveira choked me out, I've been putting a lot of work in, and it sucks that it's part of the sport, but I have to do it.
Yeah. I thought it was great that you gave him some credit to his tagline that Scousers don't get knocked out. But I mean, as you're hurting him multiple times over there, like, do you start to get frustrated at all, or like, what do I got to do here?
Nope. No. I just got to stay in it. You know, my coaches do a good job at keeping me focused and keeping me in the fight. But I've been here. I've done it too many times to try to think that it's over or he's quitting. I knew, I could feel it. This guy was trying to hurt me the whole time. And if I took my foot off the pedal for a second, he was on my ass. And he did a good job up to the last second. I really wanted to finish him, but I loved teaching him a lot. He said my face was not going to look the same after the fight, and his would look the exact same. So as soon as it was over, I was like, well, look at your face, motherfucker. It does not look the same. So for him to, and he's going to learn from this. You cannot have that mentality when you come in there. He needs to accept the worst possible outcome, and that's how you perform the best, when the pressure's the highest. And I learned that early, and it's such a crazy sport. So anything can happen any moment. You just got to bet on yourself, and tonight I bet on me, not literally, but figuratively. And
clarify.
It's just what we're doing.
Yeah. I know you don't care about betting lines, but you that have proven yourself over and over and over in this sport to be the underdog. Does that shock you? And I mean, like, what do you think it is that people continue to doubt you despite how many times you've come out here and done stuff like this?
I don't know. It's hard to explain. But if you're with me the whole time, we're fucking up. I'll tell you that right now. I'm 9-2 as an underdog. But I've said it, I don't think people understand what I'm doing in there. I've said it from before I even got to the UFC. There is a method to the madness. It looks like absolute chaos, but it's less than seconds, less than inches. And my coach taught me how to be great in those areas.
I'm sure the adrenaline's still flowing a little bit, but do you have an update on physically, like, how you feel? Like, are you going to need some time off? Is there possibly anything broken after?
I definitely need some time off. He fucking rocked my brain a couple times, and the only thing we have over the more dangerous sports, which is boxing and football, is we get to take time, and so I will do that. But the White House is in June, and I represent this country. I represented it tonight. And I hope to be, obviously, look at the position and opportunity they just gave me here. There's no way they're keeping me off that card unless I'm dead.
Yeah. Last thing for me, Dana was here earlier, and he said, look, I think the unification fight is next. That Ilya won't fight anybody else. Like, do you have a message for Ilya if that's the next fight?
Can't wait. It's what I got here for. That's what we do. And of course, that's what I believe the next fight is, unless he's not back.
Listen, given how popular Ilya's become and just the method of victory he's had and your style of fighting, and add those two to the White House, how big do you think that fight could be between you two?
I mean, if I had any bit of a personality, it'd be fucking huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. It's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But, I mean, there's no doubt it'll be the best, one of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7, whatever. They want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed, and then I'll fight for the belt on there and defend it.
And then just last one, given all the comments from both the media and the fans leading up to this on Fight Week, and Paddy saying the stuff about how your face isn't going to look the same, and then you even coming up here saying, like, not bad for an old guy, is this the most satisfying win you've had in your career, just based on everything leading up to it and then the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the stage last night at weigh-ins. I was like, this is the biggest fight of my life, and because it's the next one. And now it's passed, and the next one's going to be the biggest fight of my life. And that's just how this sport works. That's how I work. It's so difficult to do this because there is no making everybody happy. You're always going to piss people off. And, I read comments, and it's like, you motherfuckers. Like, I didn't even mean that. And then everyone takes everything out of context. And there's just no making everybody happy. So I'm just so happy to have the people around me that I do. And I know that I make them happy. And yeah, this is such a crazy ride. Such a crazy sport. Most exciting sport in the world. And I love it.
Justin, how close did you think you were to finishing that in the first round?
I have no idea. Can't wait to watch. I really don't. I mean, he was hurt, and I was like, what is happening? I didn't even know. I don't know. I even asked coaches, like, what did I hurt him with? I don't know what I hurt him with in the first round. He was very hurt. And I didn't recognize it until he found the fence, and reached for the fence with both hands. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But that's how fast it is. I was like, I want to finish this motherfucker right now, but I didn't want to take too many chances and put myself in bad position and get knocked out so that the world can shit on me. So it's a crazy game.
A little bit later in the first round, you had him backed against the cage. You were talking to him. I don't know if you remember.
In the first round?
Yeah, I don't remember if you remember that at all, or if you know what you said.
I don't think it was the first round. I think it might have been the 4th round. I need him in the leg. I was kneeing him hard in the leg. And he said, you need me in the nuts. And that's really the only thing I remember from the fight. I was like, come on, bro. Don't be a bitch. Stay in the fight. You're doing good.
I noticed you just used the phrase "bet on yourself." I know I think had a shirt, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it says "bet on you."
What does that mean to you?
Means everything. I mean, I'm the only one that knows how hard I work. I'm the only one that can trust in the preparation. I'm the only one that understands how special my mind and body is. I know that it's going to do what it needs to do when the time comes. And I've trained it since I was a small child. I've sacrificed everything to be in this position right now. And if I'm going to bet on someone or something, it's going to be on myself, if that's an option. Especially if I'm playing DC on a golf course, I'm betting on me because he sucks.
Justin over here. Congrats on the win. I remember last year when you said on social media that you live by the sword and you die by the sword. I think tonight was another great example for that. So how does it feel to continue to do that and keep that on your chest, even at the highest level, when sometimes the odds may be against you?
Yeah, it feels great. Again, I said it before, last week in the scrums. I wish you guys could all feel what I felt tonight. The adrenaline, the pressure, because it makes me a better person. Understanding and going through that and facing my fears. There's 1,000 little quotes that you could think, but I mean, it's a crazy ride, and I'm so lucky to have the coaches I do. My wrestling coach, Ben Charrington, from when I was in college, he was my first year I showed up in 2007, was his first year being, part of the team and part of the coaching staff, and he's been on this ride with me the whole time. Luke was there when I showed up to Trevor's gym in 2010. When Shane Carwin was fighting Brock Lesnar, he would let me jump in his truck and drive me down to Trevor's gym 2 times a week. This shit has been crazy. I cannot believe I'm here and I've made it this far. And I really don't know how to explain it. I've been a fan of this sport since day one, when they were kicking each other in the balls and eye gouging each other. And it's just crazy. It's crazy to be here.
And you've
Awesome.
And you've been in there with some of the best and throughout your whole career. So when you look at Paddy, how does he compare to your past opponents? And from your experience, do you think this is a guy that we'll see competing for gold again one day?
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn these lessons. Again, his mindset going into that fight was not good. It's not how you can do. You cannot do that like this. You know, false confidence is terrible. Terrible. It'll kill you every time. And that's what he had. You know, specifically saying this was going to be the same exact fight as Chandler was crazy. And I was like, yes. Thank God he's thinking like this. I said it on the press conference. I love everything that's coming out of his mouth, because you cannot approach this sport like that. And he'll learn, and he's really good. He's got balls of steel. Can't get put to sleep, obviously. I don't know. I mean, I smoked him, and can't wait to watch it. But yeah, I mean, I told him after, stay in it, stay on it. I'm right. You're right where I was not too long ago, 7 years ago, as a matter of fact. And, he'll be there soon.
Justin, right here. You are the first two-time interim champion in UFC history. You don't usually get too many second chances, but here you go to a unifier with an undefeated top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. I know he is not Khabib, but what are you taking into this fight with Ilya in terms of lessons and why you're going to make it work this time?
Just got to trust the preparation, trust in my coaches, and trust in my skills. I'm here for a reason. I hope it's my destiny, but I don't get to write that, so we'll see.
You tied Dustin Poirier and Edson Barboza for the most fight of the nights in UFC history tonight at 10. That's
through 15 fights, and they had 30, 32, 31. So.
Yeah.
No one's been as exciting and as consistent as me ever. Again, I've watched this sport since they were gouging each other in the eyes, kicking each other in the balls, had one boxing glove on, had shoes on, and no one has been as consistent as me and as exciting. And I'm proud of that, and luckily it's just who I am, because I don't try. Coming out tonight, I'm like, that was a great fight. It was like the best fight ever. I'm like, what the fuck? Sweet. Can't wait to watch.
And it's 100K now, not 50. You got
Love
your million
that.
now.
I love that.
Yeah. And we asked Dana in here about the stuff this week. He asked you what happened. Are you satisfied with your situation with the UFC going forward after the comments earlier this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy right now. I get to fight for the belt next fight. I get to get paid as a champion, and hopefully I have a good manager and he'll renegotiate my contract. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's better than losing tonight. I would not have that.
You had a lot of success with that front headlock cradle position in this fight.
I told him in the locker room, I was like, I'm gonna be in this position as much as possible, because it's perfect. Even if it's north south when he's on his back, I love being in that position. They can't wrap their legs around me. There's no submissions they can get from there, and I can still punch them. I was landing some big shots there too. I did it on Fiziev, did it on Chandler. I love being in that position. That's wrestling.
I don't think you threw a leg kick till the 4th round. Was that by design?
Yeah. I wasn't, the only reason Fiziev took me down in the first round is because he caught my kicks, and I wasn't going to allow Paddy to get an easy takedown. And he was chopping my leg up. It was coach's plan. He's like, I don't want to see kicks till 3rd round, 3rd, 4th round, until you have him moving backwards. If he's moving backwards, you can kick him. And yeah, it was a great plan.
Congrats, Justin.
Thank you.
Just right there, congrats of this huge achievement. How important is for you to represent your country? And if we put on the side the BMF title, to be the only man champion as an American in the UFC?
Very proud. I mean, honestly, what an experience, this life. I'm so happy to be from this country. I come from 2 hours east. If people have seen the movie Tombstone, 40 miles north of Tombstone is where I grew up, in the middle of the desert, and I can't imagine how happy and proud those people are tonight. But, growing up, you love to represent your mascot at your high school, and then your college mascot, and now I get to represent the United States of America, and it is so big for me, and so big for, I'm half Mexican, half German. I think it's such a melting pot, and there's so many good people in this country, and good, good things. And I love being I love being from here. I love representing. I love the fans that get behind me. They're just so. It's just very hard. Like if there was if we're in France and there's a French guy, they're all behind him. You know, I was getting booed tonight, and it's fucking crazy. I'm like, you son of a bitches. Like, I'm from this country. So it's so hard to represent this country because everyone is from somewhere, you know, and their heritage. But, you know, I'm from here. I was born in Tucson, and I love representing this country. It's huge.
And last one for me, you're talking about France. There is a huge bout next week between BSD and Dan Hooker. Can you give me your prediction on this fight for the French audience?
Ooh, I have no idea. I had Fares Ziem working with me this whole camp, and he'll be fighting these guys very soon. He's very skilled, very hungry, and he was with me for 6 weeks, the whole camp, 7 weeks, 7 weeks. Won't take my money, paid for everything himself. What an amazing dude. And yeah, he'll be there soon.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hey, Sean back here. Sorry, Justin back here. Congratulations.
I don't
Justin.
have purple hair.
Sorry, was editing. Justin, congratulations. One of the stats, being over 35 and winning a UFC title fight. Obviously, the record isn't in favor of athletes at that mark. At any point,
me and Volkanovski, and there has to be heavyweights. They fight forever.
I did want to ask this, like, at any point during camp, does that kind of creep into your mind? Like, is this going to be the night? Maybe I feel slower, maybe they feel faster, or how do you combat that at any time?
I mean, I tell myself the whole time they're going to be faster, better, stronger, so that I can work. And I just put the preparation in, trust the process. But I will be done when I feel like my younger self would whoop my ass now. And we're not there. You know, the skills that I have gained working with my coaches over the years, the experience, those are huge factors. And I know I'm 37, but I don't feel 37. I feel great. I feel amazing. I wish I would have knocked him out. So probably lucky I didn't, because I would have done a backflip off the cage. And after those kicks, it would not have been smart. But yeah, I can, I feel great. I feel amazing. Who knows?
Going back to last year, it always seemed to be neck and neck. It was either going to be you, Paddy, or Armin fighting Ilya. Then obviously the news, Ilya wasn't going to fight early this year. At any point, was it frustrating or just difficult to get that motivation, because it kind of felt like you were right there, and now you have to win one more after already going through all the battles? Was that ever difficult to have to get up for one more challenge before that opportunity?
No. I mean, I wanted it to be for a championship. This makes me a champion on paper with the UFC, so I'm very proud of what I accomplished tonight. I'm proud of the opportunity that it's gained me to fight a guy like Ilya. And this is everything I've ever wanted, this chance to write in my last chapter.
Congrats.
It's going to be special.
Hey, Justin, I hope it hasn't been asked before, but Dustin Poirier and Khabib posted messages congratulating you, and Dustin said one more for the legends, and Khabib Nurmagomedov said you have all his congratulations, you're legendary. Can you talk a little bit about the brotherhood of the old guard that keeps beating the new and lifting each other up?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're 3-1 right now. I freaking ran through the house when Dustin Poirier beat BSD. I beat Fiziev, and I just beat Paddy. And Poirier took out Holloway. So I think we're 3-1 right now. I'm very proud of that. I was these young kids. It was not that long ago that everybody I fought was older than me. And now I will never fight someone older than me again, and it happened so fast. And, I mean, you just got to, for all the kids that are thinking about doing this, you got to enjoy the process, because it goes so fast. And it's such an amazing, we obviously, time goes by fast when you're having fun. And so it's been such a great ride.
Justin over here. How special is it to share this moment with Kamaru Usman? His whole family's here with you, and you guys have trained together, been through ups and downs. Like, how special is this moment?
No, it's great. I had 4 teammates in the building. Corey Sandhagen was here. Carrington Banks was here. Archie Colgan was here, and Kamaru Usman was here. And those are 4 guys that I've put in so much work, blood, sweat, their tears. But it's been great. I mean, there's nothing like having the camaraderie of guys that truly trust in you and believe in you more than you do yourself. And it's actually so much worse when my teammates fight than when I fight, you know, when it comes to nerves and feelings. So they just all need to retire.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.